So we tackle a lot of those things, and that's why we always say that we're all of them,
But we're none of them.
but we're none of them.
Exactly. So in review of what Dylan said, 3 strength, 3 cardio when it comes to our 6 templates, upper body, lower body, total body strength, adult phys ed class, athlete performance, core and endurance as another class for cardio, oxygen, and then we have metabolic. So that's where we are. So we are a combination of those other systems, all of those, but none of those at the same time. Good afternoon, everyone. PC here at Gravity and Oxygen Fitness in Boca Raton, Florida. As always, with my man, Dylan Foss. How are you, bud?
Good. Can't complain.
Good, good. So as we always try to come up with new topics stimulating for our vodcasts, our Turf Talk Tuesdays, right? We were trying to think, how do we keep the momentum going? And we understand that we receive a lot of questions. What exactly is Gravity and Oxygen? What is your facility? So we figured, well, here's a great opportunity to how we describe us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And before we get into that, we're going to talk about, stay tuned for the sequel of this topic, we get our membership's perspective as to how they might define what Gravity and Oxygen is.
Might be a little different than ours.
Yeah, we wanted to give you more of the science of what we are, our soup, our style of fitness, correct? So that's probably the first segue. We are a gym. Groundbreaking idea. So we do fitness here at Gravity and Oxygen, all right? We're about 5,000 square feet indoor, outdoor. And people ask us on a cliff note, like, are you CrossFit? Are you Orange Theory? F45? Do you do HIIT? Are you a cardio gym? These are all the kind of things that we've been asked. Do you pump oxygen in your facility?
Do you have yoga? Do you do cycling? Do you?
Right. If only we could be all hats to all people. Unfortunately, we're not. But if we had to define what we are, first of all, a facility that provides both personal training and group exercise.
Yep.
Correct? Absolutely. So we provide fitness services in those two dynamics. We talk about our personal training is specific to your client's needs, right? So we're very conscientious in doing an evaluation in the beginning of people's prior injury history. What kind of workouts have they done in the past? What are their goals, and what are the opportunities based upon how we assess and evaluate them, right? So that's personal training 101, specific goals to their needs. Perhaps you can talk about our group dynamic and breach into the 6 templates that we have with our classes.
Cool. So I think if you were to break down something like CrossFit is like metabolic strength training, right?
True.
Okay. If you were to break down Orange Theory, you have a cardio block and a floor block, right? One for cardio, one for strength, right? Yeah. F45 is a culmination of basically high intensity things, partnered with some strength work.
Their time, so 45-second sets for 45 minutes. Right. There you go.
Less cardio intensive than Orange Theory.
Certainly, well, I mean, you're still going to get a cardiovascular benefit from their training,
for sure.
But they don't necessarily have the machines like OTF.
Exactly, they don't have the machines, right?
Yep.
So our culmination brings all of those together, right? We have metabolic day.
Right. We have unique templates, and Dylan's going to explain the 6 of those.
Right. So we have 3 that are based on gravity, 3 that are based on oxygen, 3 that are strength, gravity-based, 3 that are oxygen, cardiovascular-based. So the 3 strength-based are lower body
strength,
right? Legendary, upper body, and then the culmination of total body.
Compound total body strength.
Right. So those are things that you would see at a CrossFit gym. Those are things that you would see on the Orange Theory floor, F45s, right?
Right.
And then you have your oxygen days, right? Our 3 oxygen days. We have athletic performance, right? Which you might see at a sports training facility.
Right. Run, jump, shuffle, react, bound, skip, jump.
Yep. So those are all things that you might see elsewhere at something that's more sports specific.
Adult phys ed class.
Yes, there you go. Then you have metabolic, right? Metabolic days. Which,
sets of exercise based on time.
Based on time. So that's a culmination of CrossFit and F45, right? It's a little of those things. And then you have our last one, core and endurance, right? Where we're tackling core strength and stability. And then we are really the only day that we spend in
extended time.
Exactly. Extended amount of time on our cardiovascular machines, which include the curved treadmill, the rower, skier, Versa climber, echo or assault bikes, right? So we tackle a lot of those things, and that's why we always say that we're all of them,
but we're none of them.
But we're none of them.
Exactly. So in review of what Dylan said, 3 strength, 3 cardio when it comes to our 6 templates, upper body, lower body, total body strength, adult phys ed class, athlete performance, core and endurance as another class for cardio, oxygen, and then we have metabolic. So that's where we are. So we are a combination of those other systems, all of those, but none of those at the same time, because I believe what separates us from the science is we definitely celebrate and pride ourselves on very thorough warm-ups when we prescribe those.
Valid.
So our simple science in the beginning for any workout, whether it's personal training or group, is called foundation. Loose, warm to hot. We're going to work on active joint mobility because motion is lotion. We're trying to lubricate the joints by you moving yourself. And then we try to turn on the nervous system, some kind of stimulating balancing exercises to create and enhance that stability. And then we increase your heart rate with some mild cardiovascular dilator, using perhaps some of those machines that we talked about. And then after we've done that foundation of loose, warm to hot, the main brick of the workout is 30 minutes long, and it's one of those 6 templates we discussed for sure.
And that also falls into play with our personal training, right? So we always want to focus on the loose, warm to hot. We're big on preventing injuries. We have a lot of people in the gym, both personal training and group, that have previous injuries, that are recovering or rehabilitating themselves from an injury.
Right.
And we definitely, at the least, do not want to create more injuries.
Definitely not. Our background is in sports medicine, educationally. So as certified athletic trainers, it is our sincere intent to make sure we don't get anybody hurt and we don't exacerbate current injuries that people come in with. So we do receive alumni from people who may have come from a CrossFit or an Orange Theory. They're looking for something different, but still getting that same culture effect, but also intensity physically that they had before, but maybe with a little bit more different kind of programming style. That's why we're all those, but none of those at the same time. We definitely still celebrate bodyweight training. We recognize that you are the most important piece of equipment of a gym. We are both strength and cardio, so if you come for both, you will get those. And like we said, we aim to prevent injuries or not make the other ones worse, for sure. We certainly, on a bigger level, strive to make better humans for outside the walls, right? Everything we do inside the walls of a gym is meant to be applied outside. Maybe talk about that whole play factor.
Yeah, right. It's not necessarily workout. Maybe it's play out, right? It's just the idea that if you're going to pick up your son, right, you don't have a barbell on your back, and you're picking up an.
My son is my barbell.
Yeah, it's an obscure weight at a weird angle, different positions, right? So when we're picking up groceries, putting things away overhead in the kitchen or, down below in the storage room, those are all points in our lives where most people create some sort of bad habit or injury, and they just really were not prepared for it because they weren't doing the things in a controlled environment like here to prevent things on a, outside the walls level, such as small injuries when doing things with your kids, with your grandchildren, putting things away, moving from one house to another,
Yeah. So that's the way of putting it, is the fact that we do strategic programming, right? We are very specific with our details of our mobility and our warm-ups, and we like to say that we do smart training with all the functional toys that we have here. Maybe some differentiators is some of our equipment as well. We do have rings hanging from the wall and TRX hanging from the rafters as well, and we have tanks. We have plenty of floor space here. We do kettlebells, we do barbells, we do dumbbells, we have resistance bands, we have ankle bands. I mean, the list goes on and on. We have speed agility equipment, right? We have your standard squat racks and your Versa climbers, and so we are a toy store of fitness. And I would say that the most common theme is that people who have left us and come back recognize that our attention to the warm-ups is a differentiator compared to all other facilities because of that idea of that foundation. All right, so we just pride ourselves in not making sure you don't get hurt, and we love our thorough warm-ups in that foundation aspect. And if you're curious, certainly be on the lookout, and you can always reach out to us on our website, gravityinoxygen.com. Find us on Facebook and Instagram. We actually have a phone number and email address you can reach us at too.
Crazy.
You can find that information on any of our social media pubs. And be on the lookout, like we said, for the sequel of this topic in how our members, their perspective, and what they think about us. And I think they'll certainly get lessons of the science, but delve more into the culture and community. So we're excited to hear their answers to this kind of turf talk. On behalf of everyone, Dylan, myself, the entire team here at G&O at the Go House, we wish you guys an amazing Tuesday. Forever and ever, good energy always wins. We hope you make it an impactful summer. See you soon.
Adios.